Welcome to the latest edition of Organiser this week. Before we get into this week's edition of Organiser, I wish to tell you something which we are inundated with responses and suggestions from our readers. Some of our columns and reports in our website and magazine were well received by our readers. Some of our stories were picked up by other news agencies and outlets. I request all of our readers to contribute and give us feedback and suggestions. Now, coming to the latest edition of Organiser, the spine-chilling incident of beheading of Udaipur-based Hindu tailor Kanhaiya Lal by two Islamists who then recorded the act and uploaded it on social media has left the country outraged. But the question is, who is the real culprit? The media, the left liberal ecosystem which indulge in whataboutery whenever atrocities are heaped upon Hindus and push and promote Muslim victimhood, thereby providing shield to Islamic terrorists, are equally responsible for Kanhaiya's murder as the Islamist bigots. Those who support Sar Tanse Juda and support Islamist and dubious fact-checker Muhammad Zubair are responsible for the murder most foul. Nobody can relieve them of their moral culpability. This is the take of our editor in his editorial column. In fact, Kanhaiya Lal is not the first victim of Islamic terror in Rajasthan in recent years. As far as 10 Hindus were slaughtered in the state, which has seen an upsurge in communal violence ever since Ashok Gehlot took over as Chief Minister of the state. In other parts of the country too, several Hindus were attacked and 2 persons were killed by Islamists for supporting Nupur Sharma, the expelled BJP leader. Our bureau has put together a series of such crimes that had taken place in various parts of the country. To understand the Islamic psyche, it is important that we read the books written by eminent historian and author late Sri Sitaram Goyalji. We have reproduced some 10 points from his article, which talks about how the Islam has imposed emergency on Hindus in India. The role of English print media has been very dubious in this whole episode. The Times of India had given a headline which received a lot of flack on social media. It calls terrorists as two customers. Our senior columnist Srinivasa Rao exposes the duplicity of the English print media. The selective outrage of the left liberals over the arrest of Islamist propagandist and dubious fact-checker Muhammad Zubair has been a topic of write-ups by Rahul Kumar Jha and Govind Raj Shenoy. In the wake of Supreme Court giving a clean chit to Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the Gujarat riots case, Teesta Setalwad and former police officer Sri Kumar were arrested for fabricating evidence. For the last 20 years, the left liberal cabal has been milking the Gujarat riots sentiment to its own advantage. The Supreme Court in its recent ruling has brought curtains down on the industry that cooked up conspiracy theories to keep the pot boiling and falsely implicate Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah in the 2002 Gujarat riots. It has brought a closure to the whole episode. Our film critic Sharmi Adhikari has exposed how Bollywood has played a role in building the fake narratives in her article War of Narratives. Several films were produced in the last 20 years which portrayed one-sided story as the Hindus as aggressors and Muslims as poor victims. Now, Maharashtra gets a new Sena Nayak. Senior Shiv Sena leader Eknath Shinde is the new Chief Minister and BJP former Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis is the Deputy Chief Minister. The fall of MVA government led by Uddhav Thackeray was a foregone conclusion. Right from the inception of the coalition government led by Shiv Sena and supported by ideologically opposite parties, Congress and NCP, it was clear that the arrangement will not last long. Another controversy which got the US opinion divided is the reversal of Roe v. Wade judgment by the US Supreme Court. With the US Apex Court decision, the US joins the list of about 20 countries, mostly African and Latin American nations, that have banned abortion. It is high time that US looks at India or East, for that matter, on how to deal with such complex issues in a democratic and mature fashion. Nikhil Chandwani and Prasanna Kumar Mohapatra analyzed these issues threadbare. The selection of Srimati Draupadi Murmu as the presidential candidate of NDA has been a slap on the face of evangelicals. As you know, evangelicals have been trying to wean away the tribals from the Hindu fold. This and other such initiatives will slow down the pace of Christianization agenda. This is the argument of Anil Kumar Biswal in his article. Organiser and Panchajanya have completed 75 years of their existence. The journalistic journey started in July 1947. Organiser has always stood to uphold the journalistic values against all odds and official oppression by successive Congress governments. On its foundation day, we in Organiser once again pledge our commitment to our core values that have guided us all through these years. Besides this, we have regular columns like Temples, Defense Scan and Indic Wisdom. I hope you all like our latest edition. Do write to us and give us your feedback and valuable suggestions. Thank you for watching.